Greetings, Ambazonians, on Ground Zero and across the world. I am King Echu, the radical Pan-Africanist from Ambazonia, the 55th nation of the African Union. Ambazonians, the All Ambazonian Conference starts tomorrow. It's going to be in Belgium. It's going to be for a day. I hope the discussion will be fruitful, and I hope the decisions that they take from that conference will be implemented in Ambazonia on Ground Zero. Ambazonians, 6 years. 6 years we'll be fighting this war. But this war did not began 6 years ago. This war began when we were trying to get our independence. When our independence was taken away from us by British. That's when this war started. We've been fighting this war for over 60 years. And we will continue fighting this war, win or lose. Ambazonian will never give up the freedom of an independent nation. So whatever discussion that is discussed in the All Ambazonian Conference, I hope and I wish for it to be fruitful and everything should be implemented on Ground Zero. That being said, this is the discussion I want to have today to all Ambazonians. There is this Amber News line that keeps saying compromising black legs. Who compromise all black legs. But I will tell you this Amber News line, coming straight from King Echu, the radical Pan-Africanist. Amber News line. Doesn't matter how many black legs you compromise. Ambazonian will never get independence from compromising black legs, or who we call black legs. That will not give Amazonia freedom. Let's focus our energy on what is vital for this revolution, which is the enemy. Who is the number one enemy of Ambazonia? La République du Cameroon. Who is holding our freedom, our independence, our sovereignty? La République du Cameroon. Through the military, they hold our freedom, our sovereignty, our independence. And those are the people we need to focus on. The military of La République du Cameroon, the government of La République du Cameroon, and any of the agent that is being used by La République du Cameroon, which will be DOs, SDOs, mayors, and you forgot two particular people, the governors in Northwest and Southwest. Those are who we need to focus on, not blacklegs. There's been too much discussion about blacklegs, as if blacklegs held the freedom of Ambazonia. Blacklegs don't hold the freedom of Ambazonia. La République du Cameroon, the government of La République du Cameroon, through the military of La République du Cameroon, holds the freedom of Ambazonia. And that's where we need to focus our energy on. And if we don't focus our energy on, after 6 years, on La République du Cameroon, on the soldiers of La République du Cameroon, on the DOs, the SDOs, the governors of La République du Cameroon that control Northwest and Southwest, then I'll make a point clear. You don't need to see into the future to know that Amazonia will not gain her independence through fighting blacklegs, through fighting enablers, and through fighting detractors. As Pascal Kiki stated, internal detractors will not stop AGOFC. Excuse me. Internal distractors will not stop AGOFC from gaining independence for Southern Cameroon. Pascal Kiki, I'm telling you this. You may fight against distractors. And what are detractors? Those are people who are against what you're saying or doing, and they're speaking up their mind. Those are Southern Cameroonians, English Cameroonians. Those are Ambazonians who have a different opinion, and you consider them as detractors. But fighting against detractors will not give Ambazonia independence and will not help AGOC win independence for Southern Cameroon. Southern Cameroon cannot gain independence through AGOC. Southern Cameroon cannot gain independence through ADF. Southern Cameroon cannot gain independence through Samuel Sako and the group of Samuel Sako. Southern Cameroon cannot gain independence from any other group that makes up part of the 5IG, 5 interim government. And the 5 interim government with AGOC cannot give Ambazonia freedom. Cannot. It's as simple as that. You could give the leader of AGOC, Dr. Choayaba, 1,000,000 years. He cannot give freedom to Southern Cameroon. You could give AGOC and the ADF military 10 million years. They will still not produce an independent Southern Cameroon. Why? Simply because the so-called groups, government, interim government, are fighting among each other in one small nation to be the master of that nation while trying to fight the forces of Light Republic Cameroon. So this is what is happening. Those 5 groups fight among each other while trying to fight the forces of Light Republic Cameroon. You do not have enough time and energy to fight among each other in order to fight Light Republic Cameroon. So which means what? All those 5 groups need to work as a team with a united front through the 5 interim government and AGOC, with the forces on ground zero fighting as a collective entity, as a force fighting for a common cause. That is the only way that Southern Cameroon can become Ambazonia. Southern Cameroon is not Ambazonia yet. Southern Cameroon is not even recognized as a map in the African map. Southern Cameroon is still part of Cameroon. That is the truth. When you look at Cameroon, Southern Cameroon is right there in the map of Cameroon, close to Nigeria. So Southern Cameroon hasn't gotten independent yet. To do that, the 5 groups, the 5 interim government with AGOC must put their egos down and work as a team, because they are all leaders. But they cannot be fighting among themselves, trying to fight like property Cameroon, thinking that they will achieve independence. That's impossible. You give them 10 years, 50 years, 20 years, 2 million years, so long as they keep fighting among each other while trying to fight like Republic Cameroon, who use black legs to fight the 5 interim government. There is no way Ambazonia can become an independent nation. So that means that what? The All Ambazonian Conference must get involved. Whatever decision they make must be implemented to energize, re-strategize, and stay focused on the goal. And what is the goal? The goal is simple. All English Cameroonians, all Anglophone Cameroonians, those who are against Ambazonia, would love to see an independent Ambazonia, so long as we're not going after those we call black legs. those who call enablers, those who call detractors. So long as we're not wasting our energy focusing on black legs, but we focus our energy with all the groups, all the soldiers, all the finances going to those soldiers on ground zero and encouraging them to fight the main enemy, which is the Republic of Cameroon. That is the only way Ambazonia can become a fruitful nation. That's the only way Ambazonia can become an independent nation. That's the only way Ambazonia can liberate the 14 counties in Ambazonia and secure the independence, without which all those groups like ADF, ARF, SOCADEF, Mountain Lions, BSCRF, Marine Force, Air Force, all which are Ambazonian forces, will be fighting each other. And other groups that are not mentioned will be busy fighting each other instead of fighting the enemy. Who is the enemy, Ambazonia? Is it Anglophone Cameroonians who have been marginalized for over 60 years? Are they the enemy? Are the Southern Cameroonians who do not agree with the idea of Ambazonia, are they the enemy? Or is it La République du Cameroon and the government of La République du Cameroon that is the enemy of Ambazonia? We need to understand that we are fighting for an independent nation, and we're not fighting against our own people who do not agree with us, or who do not have the same opinions that we have. And they have every goddamn right to have a different opinion. The fact that they have a different opinion does not mean that they are our enemies. But this is what these groups see other groups as enemies, as opposite to their own opinions. So they must be eliminated. You could waste all the energy fighting English Cameroonians, fighting Anglophone Cameroonians, fighting blacklegs, fighting enablers. All that energy be wasted if you do not achieve the goal that needs to be achieved, which is what? An independent Southern Cameroon known as Ambazonia. We want to achieve that, all groups on ground zero, all groups in the diaspora must work as a unit, must work as one, despite the disagreement, must learn to work as a people from one nation, not as five governments, as if Ambazonia is a five nation. This is King H, the radical Pan-Africanist. I'll keep it real as I can keep it. It's as simple as that. We must fight, we must liberate Ambazonia, and we must achieve our goal, or we will perish like we are doing. King H was out.